checking some traps in the snow. What I do, if I can't see a snare from the distance and make sure that it's empty, if I have to walk up to it in the snow, I'll walk right over top of it, just step right over it, keep going. I just checked two back there that were maybe 10 yards apart on the same trail, kind of grassy trail, can't really see them. I walk right up to them, step right over top of it, keep going, step right over top of the next one, keep going another 15 yards or so. If there's a field edge that they're going to, walk right out to the field edge, turn around and walk right back in. When I walk back, I take smaller steps and I'll step on the gaps between between my footprints that are already there. So what that does is makes it very uniform, straight across. It just defines the trail really good, and in the snow they see that they're going to go right through it. When I get to the snare, I'll actually step underneath the snare before I step over it on my way back through. That way there's not 4 inches of snow only underneath my snare. It all looks normal. A lot of people miss I miss a lot of coyotes in the snow. Coyotes aren't going through a 10-inch loop. 12 maybe, if they're going to pull it down. If they do, mine are set about 10. They're not going to go through that. If I miss them, it's because they drop their head most of the time. I watch my dog do it all the time. Oh shit, the car. Truck don't want to go. Sorry, buddy. They're going to drop their head just because there's something in their way. They're not dropping their head because they know it's a trap. They're dropping their head because it's in their way, it's in their face. You don't really have to worry about snowpack in this amount of snow, unless you're snaring mink or something. But we got maybe 3 inches of snow, and it's windy. So the only places it's deeper, most places it's less than that. Some places you're going to have drifts that are a few inches, 4 inches, 5 inches. Once you get around 6 inches, you got to worry about snowpack with coyotes. Mink, an inch and a half of snow is enough to throw your mink loop off. Even an inch, less than an inch. My mink snares are only sitting that high off the ground. So, but back to coyotes. If they don't break their stride and you see they went, right through your trap, never set it off, it's because they just dropped their head and the snare just brushed right over top of them. They didn't educate them. If your loop is set off, or you see that they broke their stride when they got to your snare, then you know that they jumped over top of it. That's probably an educated coyote. If you see it, they went around it, that's either an educated coyote or it's just easier to go around it. If there's no blocking off to the side and there's something there that they can see, everything stands out very, very well in the snow. So if they see something standing in an open trail, something sitting there, they're just going to walk right around it. If it's brushed in, that means that they were, it was just, the loop was in their face. They just, they just dropped their head and went underneath of it. Lost you there for a second, but I watch this guy do it all the time, every day. He's very difficult to catch in a snare, unless it's a new cable that he doesn't know I put out and it's brushed in very well. He's not going to get caught. If he can see that outline, he's not going to get caught. He's going to jump over, jump around, or go under. And it's never hurt him, but he gets caught. He got caught a lot when he was younger. Now I think this is his 3rd season. He's got a pretty good grip on it. If he's running down a tire track, I can yell snare, and he'll stop, or duck under it. If he doesn't see it, he'll just stop and wait for me. So that's what you're dealing with coyotes in the snow. They're not really educated. They're just in their way. It makes more sense for them to walk around it if it's in the wide open. If it's right in their face, it makes more sense for them to duck their head. It's a lot easier to catch coyotes in the snow if you're brushed your snares in real well. If it's a real brushy trail, it's killer. You can see right where they're going. You can make them go where you want them to go. I caught a coyote last year that was it was real windy snow, and the edge of the field was drifted up probably, I don't know, 2 feet deep of snow, and it was real crusty because the wind was blowing on it. And I had a coyote that was coming there. It was every night for like 3 nights. This coyote was running all over top of the snowdrift, all up and down the edge of the field. I guess he was just hunting that edge, but because it was crusty and deep, it was just walking right on top of the snow, and it was aggravating the hell out of me. So what I did is I was riding a 4-wheeler, and every day I would just drive by, and my snare was buried in the snowdrift. I knew it was there, but it was buried. I see the trail there. I got off the 4-wheeler. I walked through the snowdrift, packing it down, pack down as much as I can, and it was maybe 8-9 inches wide, maybe 10, and 2 foot deep, and there was maybe 4 or 5, probably 5 inches of snowpack underneath of it. That's now the walking surface. Okay, our regulations aren't the ground; it's the walking surface. So I set my cable restraint. The top of it was actually level with the top of that snowdrift, and the bottom of it was probably, I don't know, 9-10 inches off the top of the snowpack that I packed down. The next day I came back, I had that coyote. It was running down that field edge, running all over the snowdrift, and I saw that as, it just made sense to it, I guess. I mean, my snare was black, and it was sitting right there in the snowdrift, right through it. I've caught a handful of coyotes, not exactly like that, but like that. Tire tracks in the snow. Just foot traffic in the snow. They're going to run right down it. So that's something to keep in mind. If you're snaring with bait, the snow is you're going to catch them. With bait, it's kind of, coyotes are finicky with bait. They're going to come in from downwind. They're going to make their own trails. They're going to take the bait to their own spot. They're not going to walk in on the main trails, on the deer trails. They're not going to use those established trails like the fox will. I mean, you can nail fox like that, but you're not going to nail coyotes like that. So if you want to snare them, normally I would set farther away, or I would put the bait in an ideal location to where they're going to make a trail, and it's going to be obvious to me. This snow does the exact same thing. If you already have a bait site out, and you go out, just find the trail that they used. They're going to walk the same exact trail tomorrow night, if they're in the area every night. And the next time they come to that bait, they're going to use the trail that their tracks are on now. It's going to be a very faint trail that they actually made themselves. It's not going to be the established trail. Usually when I'm snaring coyotes, I'm farther away from the bait if I'm using bait. Catching them when they're still acting like coyotes before they get all funny and they get goofy around bait. So get out, look for those coyote tracks, set the coyote tracks, or mark them and come back later and set them. Come back when the snow melts if you're worried about dealing with the snow. Snow is a pain in the ass. Like I said, they're going to see your loop much easier. You got to do some tricks with your loop to really be successful. So get out there and get them. Even if you just got to mark the trails, come back after the snow melts and catch them. That's fine too. If you're setting in the snow, something I forgot to mention, stay on the trail. Don't stand, don't make a 3-foot circle of packed down snow where you're setting your snare. Stand right on the trail, set your snare, and then walk past it. Do the same thing I explained if you were checking snares that are already there. So, that's it. Good luck. Get out there, catch some coyotes, catch some fox, catch some mink. Chances are you ain't catching no raccoons the next few days. So, get them.